Hello and welcome back to another episode of BattleCHAT, where you guys chill out and I talk about BattleCon concepts. In this episode, we're gonna talk about parries. Now, this topic wasn't actually suggested by any of you, and I do heavily apologize for that. Mostly because none of you have asked about this topic, and I feel like this topic's very important to talk about, especially in light of the new introduction of the dodge base to our tournament standard. Also, I apologize in advance if the audio sounds a bit different because I'm currently using a different setup because I'm currently trying to cram this video so that you guys have something to watch. Now, if you're wondering what a parry is, no, it's not the base that replaces dash in a certain set of bases. That's not it. No. You see, BattleCon actually has a built-in parry system. And although that might sound very weird for many of you because where is that parry system in this game? If you look at the mechanics of BattleCon, parrying is actually really simple. And if you want to call it by any other name, it shall be called purposely clashing the opponent. Now, clashing occurs when you and the opponent have the same priority. Of course, this has to happen because clashing is very important to the way that BattleCon works. Someone has to be active player and someone has to be reactive player. And the only way to deal with two people with the same priority would be to change their priorities in some way. This is how we do it. By clashing. And the mechanic of clashing involves forcibly having both players change the base that they play. Now, with that in mind, why is parrying very important? Why is purposely clashing your opponent a good thing? Well, if you're talking about fighting games, parrying is essentially the thing wherein if you see your opponent's move coming, you press a certain combination of buttons or the parry button, and then your character will literally just block the attack and take no chip damage, no frame hit stun or whatever. It's as if your opponent's attack was completely negated. In BattleCon, purposely clashing your opponent simulates this very well. If you know what specific move your opponent is doing, you can easily just play an attack pair that has the attack's priority and clash that out. Usually this results in you winning the beat immensely because not only do you make your opponent's attack worse by making it so that their attack is not optimal anymore because the original attack was clashed, your chances of winning the beat increase immensely because usually the attack pair you play to purposely clash the opponent or parry them is a bad attack by default, meaning that in the ensuing clash battle, you have a higher chance of winning because your hand quality is better. This specific piece of tech is very important for high-level BattleCon. And if you ever plan on winning certain matchups, especially when you're using the character who's less favored, purposely clashing the opponent becomes very important in ensuring that you have a chance. And in line with this essentially turns into our universal dash counter. By knowing when your opponent will dodge, you can easily just parry it by playing a 3 priority attack. Of course, that seems very simple, that seems very obvious, but not a lot of players do this because they're way too concerned with winning the beat normally. However, there are alternatives, and this strategy of purposely clashing the opponent doesn't only apply to hard reads wherein you see your opponent's attack coming from a mile away and then play the perfect counter. However, note that this piece of tech can be used to cover your options as well. Sometimes certain plays you make might still lose to a specific attack your opponent can play. However, if you finagle it in such a way that your attack's priority is essentially equal to the priority of the attack that will beat your attack, you can then just clash and revert to a different base. With this, your plays can be much safer and you now have an option to counter very obvious degenerative plays. If you see that clockwork shot coming, or if you see something along the lines of a weirding dodge coming your way, you can always just parry them. But That is just my opinion, and that's just me having a little battle chat. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, do put them in the comment section down below. I'd love to read them. If you guys have your own opinions, maybe you think parrying is a horrible term for this kind of thing. Maybe you think that parrying is useless. Tell me in the comment section down below. And of course, as with any episode of Battle Chat, if you guys have any topics you want me to discuss, do put them in the comment section down below because they will become the topic for a future video. Without much else to say, thanks for watching, and good night!